United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Call this meeting to order.
Let's see, Rhonda Hamby. Here, Mary Jowers.
Here.
Wendy Broughton.
Here.
And Scott Lakefield.
Here.
And Earl. And myself.
Is there approval of the agenda?
I'd like to add the rec commission on here as step number 3.
That's number 3.
Yes, number 3, yes. Anybody else got anything they want to add? And then if we can, let's try and use the microphones. I mean, the same way with the public, that way everybody in the back can hear it. That way everybody can hear us up here. If we can. Yep.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as is with the addition of rec commissions.
I'll second that.
The motion has been made and seconded to modify the agenda to. Now that the agenda's been modified, do we have approval of the agenda?
Yes.
All those.
All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, I guess the first people up, right?
I didn't want to put you at number 15.
You're good. So I'm Terry Mason. For those that don't know me, I'm with the Galvin Rec Commission. Usually try to come once a year, just kind of update everybody on everything. So for volleyball this year, we had 10 girls and 1 team. For flag football, we had 18 kids and 2 teams. For basketball, we had 31 kids and 4 teams. And for summer ball, which includes t-ball, softball, baseball, we've got 116 kids and 9 teams. We usually come, we usually ask for your guys' annual monetary donation. I think it's usually $1,000. So yeah, that's so I figured I'd come and ask for that.
I've seen the issues with that.
No, I know. I'd like to make a motion to give $1,000 to the commission.
I'll second that.
The motion's been made and seconded to approve $1,000 to the rec commission. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Yeah, thank you very much. And then I was also at the council meeting Monday, and I let them know I'll be resigning from the rec commission as the director as of July 31. So yeah, so they will, we'll be looking for a new director. So
They're looking, or would they have somebody?
they're looking, yeah. I just let them know on Monday, so they're currently looking. I figured I'd let you guys know.
All right, sounds good.
All right, thanks for your support. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, John.
All right. Thank you. Yep, thank you.
I guess the next step is the approval of the minutes of April 30th, 2024.
I don't believe we have April 30 minutes. We have the 7th and 4th. Oh, excuse me, we have the 20th. And we don't have the 20th. Or the 30th, I mean.
March 21, March 7. And April 4th, we did not have one, April 30th.
The 30th was a special meeting, so it was a real short meeting, but we did not, we don't have minutes typed up for that yet.
So make a motion to approve the minutes from March 21st, March 7th, and April 4th meetings.
Go ahead, for a second.
Yes.
Do we need to write up the minutes for the special meeting?
We got one with Scott Blake, we still need to sit down and do that.
Okay, so we can't approve that if we don't have one.
No, the April
He didn't
30th. I
name
didn't
it.
say
He didn't
that.
say it.
Oh, you didn't say April 30th, okay.
Also, remember to put on the May 8th float, because that's when we did that.
Yep.
Scott over there. We did do it on,
We gave, what, 300?
Yes.
Got a second to approve.
I'll second that.
We have a series of minutes that are written up. And
March 7th. March 7th, March 21st, and April 4th.
that includes March 7th, March 21st, and April 4th. Motion's been made and seconded to approve those minutes. All those in favor? I don't know.
Go ahead.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Approval of warrants. Don't have any to. Approval of payroll.
that's anything.
Okay.
The only thing I carved out was the jobs.
Yeah, we can't really do that, because we don't have it.
No.
Something like people have to stuff later.
That being said, let's have public input. Anybody want to say anything?
You have a limit to 2 minutes. Limited to 2 minutes.
Limited to 2 minutes. Okay.
Yes, Cheryl, go ahead.
Yes, come on.
I had to write it down because I don't like doing this. My name's Cheryl Everhart. I live at 508 South Main Street. I'm a lifetime resident of Canton and have worked and owned a business on Canton Main Street for over 50 years. I wanted to speak about the idea of a recall. Having been through a recall in Canton a little over 20 years ago, I would like to address what it does to a community. The only thing it accomplishes is to completely divide a community. Whether you sign a petition for recall or you don't, you've split your town in half, resulting in a loss of businesses and a loss of good citizens. As a citizen, what I would like to see is a council and citizens that can get past all this divisiveness and move forward. Agree to disagree. You're never going to agree on every issue. Canton first and do what's best for our community. No one runs for a council position that doesn't want what's best to move our town forward to a community that grows and thrives. We will never all agree on every issue, but we all need to work together. I would like to know, does the city give a handbook to the new council members when they come on the council?
No, I didn't.
Well, with that in mind, I feel like these new members should be given all the information they need or require to help them make informative decisions instead of everybody judging them for the decisions they do make. And as far as an idea of a recreation commission for Canton, I just have one thought on that. We are a community, Canton and Galva. We support each other. That's the whole point of a unified school district. We have the benefit of every single sport all through school except for baseball. So the idea of us needing a special commission for that, instead of just doing it for parks and pool, is ludicrous to me, because Galva deserves to have one sport in their community just like we have all the other sports here. They drive here for every single event. Why aren't we willing to drive for baseball? That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you,
Well
Sharon.
done. Anyone else?
I can speak loud enough back there, but just to address it. Where do we stand with our water bill? Do we have any idea when we're going to get?
I hope to have it next week sometime.
I'm on auto pay, so do we get a heads up before the bills come? Anybody?
I don't know how
I
to do this.
have no clue.
I just know I've been trying to find the ACH deposits. That's what I'm working on right now. I've got everything else entered, but I have to find those.
Well, the only reason I'm asking is I want to be sure that I have the, if we're going to get hit with one big bill. I
I'll
think
sure
it's
let
only
you
fair
know.
to
I
get a
mean, we
heads
can
up.
put it on social media and we can, when we get ready to
That's a good idea. Put it on
vote,
Facebook or whatever.
Well, not everybody.
Exactly.
Not everybody does that.
well, we'll
So-
post something at the office. I don't
Maybe send something out in the mail, or maybe send something out in the mail or something to them.
Yeah, right now, everybody's probably aware, we haven't had a clerk for a little going on 2.5 months.
Right. My
Wanda
point is
has
actually,
spent probably, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours a day up here the past 2 weeks trying to go through everything and get everything organized. But it is really a very, very big mess right now.
oh, I'm
She's
sure,
basically
I'm sure. The
doing this
only
on
reason
her-
I'm bringing it up is, make us aware
right.
when we're going to get it before we get hit with the bill.
And something I've been talking about with the water bills.
Might want to put something like the post office. And then we'll look for it.
Yeah. But as far as late fees and all that, that's something we need to kind of figure out. And once we get everything straightened out, once we get our new clerk started, we need to come up with some type of a buffer period, something like that until we can get
There were some
everything
that
straightened
paid the
out.
late fee.
Huh.
There were some that paid the late fee when they sent them the
Really.
weeks.
Maybe you can add that, we can add that to the.
It's a work in progress.
Understood. I just ignored somebody had made a comment about the trash. Why, I guess that's a monthly same amount, basically. So
Yeah.
we just have to add that up. But, I just was hoping that we can get a heads up when we're going to get hit with it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone else? Public input, anybody have one public input on the swimming pool?
What?
Any-
On the pool, any public input on the swimming pool?
Is there any public,
Did you find anybody to run it?
Yeah,
Well, we're
That's
gonna talk
not a
about that
problem.
tonight.
that's what we have
next then. Open discussion amongst council members.
Well, you have the,
Who are they, who's applying? Do we have the
you've got the
applications?
application.
That's no, no, no.
Do you want to tell the public that?
Why don't you tell them they are?
Read through it. If you've got it, Scott, just read through it.
We've got, is that one? Can you hear that? Can you hear me? Okay. We've got Danny Rouse from Galva and Jennifer Orth from Galva and Mimi Craig from Canton that have applied for the job. And then we've got a multitude of lifeguards that have applied. So,
Are they all certified? Yeah, did they,
no, they're not certified
have
yet.
they filled out applications? Do we know them?
They're working on them. I should have them by Monday.
Okay,
But you do have all the managers.
so all the managers need to be certified like
Yeah,
that.
everybody that
Yes,
works there.
Good, good,
And CPR.
good.
As far as the condition of the pool itself, there have been some steps taken forward. Earl has spent some time up there doing some repairs. Covers off, we're working on getting the existing water out. We have to acid wash it and start filling it. So it's gonna take a little bit of time, but we are working in that direction. The intention is to, make sure the pool lights themselves work so we can do some night stuff. And also we have some lights on the poles that are out. We're going to look at replacing them with LED lights, more cost efficient, and they'll last longer. So while it may not appear that anything's being done, we are working on it. It's a process, and we're trying to get there. The lifeguard certification, I believe that we've discussed, we will be taking care of the cost associated with it.
How much is that?
$140.
$42 per person.
Per person.
How many lifeguards are we gonna hire?
We will probably have 6 plus the 2 managers.
Mary, who's done the previously, who's done the certifications for the lifeguards?
Yeah.
What does it take to become a trainer? I mean, somebody where you can do the certification.
You gotta take a class and everything.
There's
You
a
have to have all
class.
that, you know,
How often do they do that?
every 2 years.
Every 2 years? And you have to redo it every 2 years?
Every 2 years, yes. I did talk to Amelia today, and, talked to her for a minute, just to kind of get her idea of what's going on. I do know that she's going to be done working at the Y on the 20th. She did not have any other names as of right now who was going to lifeguard. She has nobody, besides, I think she's got Mimi and Red's class set up, and then I know she's got the porthole open for them to do their 6 hours online. And then they have to do the pre-water skills in order to go on to the rest of it. And she said, she'll work with the ones that she thinks she can get it, but if she feels like they're not capable of doing it, as far as safety reasons goes, then she's not gonna let them move on, which I agree 100%.
That's who's done all the certifications and everything.
Right. So, but she, like I told her, I would get her the names of the other guards who are gonna apply, because she could she said that since we're not filling the pool till the 17th, there's no way it's gonna be warm enough on the 21st or the 23rd to do them here. She would be more than glad to come here. But if not, then she could possibly do them the first week of June to get them in.
And
So,
it's 26 and a half hours on top of the board.
no, it's 6 hours on the computer.
Yes. and
Doing
then-
book work, but she'll, whatever, it just depends on how many she has in her group. If she has 2 people in a group, it can go by like this,
Okay.
So, but that's what she told me today, I just
I
wanted to
was
touch base with
just
her
going
to
off
see.
of what I found online. It said on top of the initial paperwork and stuff and.
Well, she's been an aquatics director for years, so she probably knows what.
Yeah, that's
She's
like
talking about.
26 and a half hours.
So anyway, she
There you
just
go.
said, she gave me her personal phone number and just said that once we find out who the other lifeguards are that want to take a class, then she'll need to get them in the portal to get online and do the classes and stuff.
Do we need to pay them before, or after they get done?
She did not say
I
that.
would say after, so we know how many exactly.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanna make sure.
There was a Malia Hoppers that was
Yes,
part of it.
she told me at some point, and I just told her she had to get her application in and get signed up.
Ethan and Aiden, and I'm not sure who, Ethan Barnett and Aiden Long, were two others.
But as of right now, she only had 4 people that were signed up to do it. So,
And so all the previous lifeguards now, we've got certificates for
no, they need to get all 3 certified again.
the ones that we had last year.
Their times are, yeah.
We have those certificates, I mean, previously, how many lifeguards you guys have on a given year?
Well, we had 8 last year, counting myself, and it still wasn't enough, because you got all these sports going on for these kids, and they need off here, they need off there, and
What kind of hours are we gonna have the pool?
We'd like to see like 1 to 5, shut down for an hour, open back up for 2 or 3 hours at night.
Every day,
Uh,
7 days a week?
Well, that's, maybe we shut down Monday. I don't know, that's still, we're still working on it. But there has been a lot of interest from the public, from the people I've talked to, about the night house.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
the only thing you gotta worry about the lights being on and in the pool, you're having bugs everywhere. Bugs everywhere flying into the pool, and that's fact.
The pole lights or the,
Both, they're attracted to the lights.
Yeah.
They're gonna be all over the place. And I don't think your lifeguards or managers gonna be very happy when they gotta dig them out of the,
And then when they,
Cool.
who's gonna, who's responsible for cleaning everything?
that's all their responsibility, I think. But I don't know who's planning on running the pump room.
Lifeguards and managers, I would think would have to be.
Lifeguards and managers, and kind of what, I know we want to hire, how many people do you think we need for mowing, Nick? 2? How many hours a day you think it takes for cleaning the pool on a given
We're
day?
gonna have to-
Well, every day you gotta sweep it down,
How many-
every day.
How many hours you think for one person?
Usually, one person? Oh, one person can't do it all?
Yeah, that's what I'm, if
Yeah.
there's one person doing it, would it?
Oh, my gosh. Well,
That's
some of the times I'd have to show the kids, okay, don't think I can't do everything, because I can. And I'd surprise them sometimes and pretty much get
That's probably
everything
not
done,
fair.
except for the sweeping down part. But, I mean, we usually come on a day that we have to vacuum at 11:30, because that gives us an hour and a half. Because you gotta do the
That would
sweeping
be
down,
like-
and
be
scrubbing the
like-
sides, and cleaning the baskets, you gotta clean the bathrooms, you gotta make sure the office is good, make sure everything's picked up out there, clean the baby pool. So, but you're talking people who knew how to do it.
Right.
So you're talking a whole new group except for Mimi and Red, and they know what's going on.
you brought up the baby pool. Was that drained and refilled daily? I heard.
No, you
No.
need the water in there.
Okay. And so it does have a skimmer and,
Yes, it does not, the skimmer isn't like sucks roll, because those kids get over there, if you don't tell them to stay away, they can pull that lid off, if they
Yeah.
could stick their hand in there, so that, you gotta watch that. So,
As far as filling the pool previously, when did you guys fill it?
well,
I mean, if school was out.
Case did not drain the pool last year. I mean, he drained it down low, but he just filled it up with water, and then he cleaned on it for a solid week. Vacuum it and vacuum it. If it wasn't for him last year, we wouldn't have got open on time, because the kids had a lot of things going on, and it was rush. So,
how long did it take to fill the pool?
I don't know, it just depends. Case would leave it you can't turn it open all the way, because you got the manganese ones coming in too. So you can't just open the thing up wide and let it roll. So you gotta watch it, but he would let it run for so many hours, and then he'd go back, and turn it down to a certain thing. And then he just did it. He went back and forth and checked it, and, it just depends. So I probably, one or 2 days.
How often do you have to check the water? Every
You
day?
check it every day.
That's a daily, that's a health report.
Yeah, you gotta check it. Gotta make sure pH is balanced out so it don't burn the kids' eyes. You know, when it's sunny, I mean, it's gonna suck the chlorine right out, so you gotta make sure the chlorine stays good. The chlorinator likes to get clogged up, so then you gotta clean it out.
Yeah, I'd like to help get Nick and Danny to learn how to run everything, that way we got somebody and then they can get the procedures written, but I don't want those guys up there on a daily
No.
basis having.
And it's gonna, I'm telling you, when you vacuum, you gotta backwash, and there's days you
Right.
have to backwash because you just have to.
Right.
You know, the pool has to be kept swept down because the bottom is prone to algae, and you cannot let it slack.
Managers should do,
Right.
take care of the pool.
But initially, I mean, I think we need to get rid of the maintenance guys and know how, in case there is an
Just,
issue
just so
or
they
it's
know
plumbing
what's going
backup.
on.
Do not want them up there on a daily basis having to do everything. That's
I mean,
where I was.
it's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah. As far as learning how to run everything, I think Nick's contacted Pools Plus, or, is that right?
Did you say they would come the 15th, 17th?
As far as that, is there, would you and Casey want to go up and show Nick and Danny how to, what needs to be done on it?
You'd have to ask Case that. I'm not gonna answer for him.
So Casey did the majority of it.
He did the majority in there. Yes, he did.
So what kind of wages you gonna get?
$100. I don't.
Really?
No.
I got $10 an hour and I get a phone room and everything for years.
Well, I would think like the new ones that we have coming on, you're looking maybe $8.50 an hour.
What are we paying to do this before?
I think maybe
Just the like, what the,
I think it was like $7.75, but $8, but
I saw 8.5.
yeah. And then just depending on experience and stuff, but, I mean, I mean, no offense, but you got 2 girls coming back that know, one's worked there 3 years, the other one 4.
Yeah, they should get more.
And in my opinion, you know, those are the ones, I think Mimi, she has applied. I feel like Mimi deserves the manager's position because of the simple fact she knows everything. I wouldn't think it was fair to hire somebody else in that spot and then she would have to tell them everything.
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair. I feel like Terry Vandy, her grandfather, has donated quite a bit of money to this pool and may want to in other aspects. So I feel like Mimi would be a good manager and then put the next person head lifeguard or something like that. You know, I guess that's what, you know, I called her and talked to her about it, but I just feel like I would be upset if you hired somebody that didn't have the experience. When you got 2 people staring you in the face at you.
What would be, I mean, if we had, I think we need more than one manager.
But, okay, but when you get more,
Vacations and-
but when you get more managers, then, okay,
Well, I'm
who
just-
has these rules this day? Who has these rules the next day? And the next
I mean,
day,
that part's easily solved.
Yeah, we just write it.
Solve rules there, I mean, ours.
exactly,
You've got a set of rules and I've got mine,
Yeah.
and that's where they both sat down together and these are the rules.
yeah, but I think 2 managers is plenty, you know?
Yeah.
You have a manager and assistant manager.
Exactly, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's plenty.
So, that way you have somebody to
And
go
then you
to.
could have a head lifeguard or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, I mean.
But I just, you know, I just feel like, you know,
But
and
I
I
think
talked
we
to
oughta
Earl,
have-
and Earl said experience does matter, and it does matter. It does matter.
She worked there for how many years?
4 years. And Mimi knows what goes on. I put her in charge and Red in charge both on days that I've had to not be there for a couple hours or so. And you know, I left there with a good conscience, you know?
That means a lot.
Yes. And the number one thing is safety, you know?
Yeah.
Safety, safety. I cannot stress that enough.
I think we need to write up, next to no cell phones allowed. They stay in.
You know, I always had mine up there because everybody called me, but it was on the shelf right along with the other kids'.
Stay in the
You
locker
know,
room, something.
you know. So, you know, maybe, you know, as far as
And I think it was mentioned that their attire maybe. than-
Attire, yes, but that wasn't so much, it was the patrons coming in. We need to stress that it is a family pool. We don't need to see any booties or anything else hanging out on moms or whatever, so.
So what do you think about, well,
Harold, can I say something about the pool?
Sure, go ahead.
My name's Steve. I used to be on the council, and I do take an interest, but I'm doing this now. But anyway, I'd like to suggest that when you get all the pool stuff ironed out, somebody writes a standard operating procedure, SOP, from beginning to the end of the day. This is what the lifeguards do. This is what the manager does. This is how you turn the bank bag in. This, whatever it is, it needs to be in writing. You do this on this day, you do this on this week, once a month you'll do this. And it's a tedious job, but it'll save you a lot of work down the road, especially when it comes to new hires. Or if you have to hire a new manager, you can hand them the standard operating procedure book, and they read it and stick to this standard operating procedure. So
That's something-
just a suggestion.
That's something that Dick and Danny have mentioned once, rules plus members get everything like.
No.
So, that's, I would agree, we need to do the same thing.
Linda would tell me what she wanted me to do, and I did it. So that's basically the way that was. I said Linda would just tell me what she wanted me to do, and we'd do it.
Or,
As far as, the money and all that kind of stuff, so I never had to.
we never have a log or anything on other people that are in and out.
Yeah, they have a sign-in sheet. In and out, yeah.
so we decide how much we're gonna pay managers?
Well, I guess we need to figure out who we're gonna hire first.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, just.
Right,
Yeah.
Between now.
yeah,
and
absolutely,
Next week or something.
right.
Just get your.
I have some ideas. So, do we have anybody that has applied, actually to apply? Have we had
Well-
people, no applications yet?
We have Red, she has applied,
Or maybe,
you know, for lifeguard.
oh, yeah,
She saw you saw these, so these are just, you
No, I
like,
didn't see them.
oh, the managers? Oh, I thought you had them.
no, I don't need to look at them. You wanna look at them?
You don't need them.
I don't need them, I already know.
I thought you had them.
You came this far.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
we have 3 managers right there. So, and I think they should be,
I think Mimi should be hired as manager.
I do too.
She's been there for 40 years already.
I do too.
She knows everything.
And then if we wanna hire Danny or Jen to be the assistant manager. But I do, in all fairness, Red could be the head lifeguard or whatever, if those two couldn't be there, But my only thing is I don't wanna see a first year person making more than Red.
Right.
Because she's been there.
Right.
Okay? So. But I would feel hurt or nothing if we offered Mimi $12 an hour.
but should we limit the hours, because she's gonna have to pull dual duty, I mean, she'll get paid 12 as a manager for so many, I don't know, 15 hours, and.
You can't put hours on because you just never know when lifeguards aren't gonna show up and you call you at the last minute and say,
Yeah.
can't make it, then what do you gonna do? And
I'm
her and Red
just
and other ones, you know what I mean, are the only ones that can work it. You really can't put, you can say, because, maybe there's days, that's what the manager and the assistant manager should have to work out between.
Right.
So one is always there at all times.
I mean, that's.
So that, to me, can be
That's,
discussed
that's
between
easy
them.
solvable. I mean, they know in
Right.
advance when they have the games, you set up the schedule.
Right,
That is not, well, Mary, Ron, I need off this day and this day.
Right.
The day before, I can't work tomorrow.
Oh, but it
I
happens.
know,
That's
that's
not
where it
something
needs
we
to
have
be.
to do.
Set
Oh,
up
yes,
the
it
schedule.
does.
Yeah, I know it'll happen.
And then when an
That's
old
where-
lady has to get up there and guard, it's just like,
Yeah, I know that'll happen. That's where you just need to set up the schedule, and if you
yeah,
can't.
they
meet
gotta
the
sit down and
schedule,
talk about it.
I mean, there needs to be repercussions that if you can't, I mean, we're trusting these kids to try and be an adult.
Right.
And if you can't adhere to the schedule, first time you come the day before,
Right.
you get a warning, the next time this happens, guess what?
You're gone.
I mean, if that continues to happen,
Yeah.
whether it's a Mimi or if it's Danny
Yeah.
or Jen or whoever it is, there needs to be repercussions. So, well,
Right.
I know you, so I'm not gonna say anything, but Earl,
Yeah.
guess what? I'm gonna punish the hell out of you. That kind of crap
Yeah,
has got to stop.
so, Mimi, I could call her at the drop of a hat, and she would always come in for me. I'd be
Right,
like, what
and
are you
that's-
doing, Mimi?
that's-
So to me, and you're gonna have that in red too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
just
that's-
because I know,
And it doesn't matter who it is, that's
Right.
just where you need to set it up, you got a schedule, if you can't adhere to it,
Right.
we're paying you as an adult, we're
Right.
trusting you as an adult, if you
Right,
can't
right.
adhere to it.
And that goes for the
You know,
lifeguards too.
right,
That goes for
that's
lifeguards too, because
everybody.
it's a right. So,
Now, since we're
I would-
paying for the training, we can also tie into that if you leave our appointment,
And they have to pay.
then they
They
have to
gotta
pay the
pay
class
back.
back. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
All this stuff needs to be written down.
Yeah,
yeah. So,
I got it.
as you can all tell,
Sign.
this is a work in progress.
Yeah.
And we're trying to sort some things out, so.
And we need to have,
I would say, I know you said something about closing for an hour. It's better just to stay open a little bit longer
Well,
instead of closing it down.
I didn't think that was really closing it down.
Well, that is when you, okay, say you have to, say you've been there all day as a lifeguard and you're the one that has to come back.
Yes,
When you get that hour break, I will tell you, they do not want to go back out there again. So you extend it for another hour
every day.
or whatever, you know
We
what I'm
certainly
saying?
could.
Just
You might as well give it a try. Just keep it open for a certain time. That way, say Mimi can only work from open till 3 or so, 3 or 4. And then the next manager can come in, the assistant manager can come in for the other half of the time.
The other thing is that we're gonna have to come in early to do the cleanup and everything in the morning.
Exactly.
So,
So
I
that would
thought
be
that-
my
I
suggestion.
thought that hour would be a good break for the kids.
Oh, no, not for the lifeguards, trust me. When you get those kids away for an hour, you're like, oh, and then you're thinking, oh my gosh, you're letting that clock going. They're gonna be back any minute now. They're gonna be back any minute now. So,
if we have it from like 1 to 7 every day, then we can always.
you
if
can
some-
adjust. If people don't show up, you can cut back. I mean,
See which days are the best, maybe we can.
maybe on the weekends a little bit longer because that's when folks aren't working, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And then you can see, okay, are these people who say they're gonna come in the evening? Are they gonna come in the evening? Because if they're not, then you're paying people to be up there
And also depends on how many lifeguards.
and you're not gonna be making any money.
Yeah.
Well, you're really not making any money.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I didn't want to say that out loud, but you know. So,
Okay,
How many got here in the audience with kids and that think they would go up there after hours? Let's say 6 o'clock, say 6 to 8 or something like that.
Doesn't look like anybody.
Well, my kids are growing to go up there, Mike's gonna probably work up there, but my only question is, the city owns the pool, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you as a council should decide what hours you
Right.
think works best, and you're hiring somebody for the job.
Right.
So you tell them,
Right.
this is what you're
right,
doing.
that's, yeah. I
If
think
this
that's
doesn't
right.
work, well, then you're not for the job.
Right.
My son works at Walmart, he doesn't get to say,
That's right.
today just doesn't work for me. And I'm a mother who, if my kid is scheduled, my kid is showing up.
Yeah.
And,
But we have a lot of people that are
yeah, you know what I
like
mean?
that.
And so I think setting an example of, okay, when I ran the grocery store, because I learned this from a job that I had in high school, it was, you can call in, but you have to also find your replacement. If you can't find your replacement,
That's
And
right.
you have to show up.
That's a
And
good
my big deal was, you better let me know that you're trading days, because I've had this happen many a times. Oh, so-and-so's gonna work for me on Wednesday, is that okay? Well, they wouldn't even tell me. They'd talk about it amongst themselves, and then all of a sudden Wednesday comes and I'm like, oh, Fred was on the schedule. And